Fuck.
Order cancelled.
The fuck is this? Hello?
Hello, is this Martin Shkreli?
Yes.
Sorry to call you so late. Is this a good time to talk?
Having a rough day. Who's this?
Yeah, us too. This is Connie Rogers. I'm calling from JV. I just got out of a meeting, and I was wondering if you had some time to speak a little.
Yeah, I mean, I already talked to a whole bunch of people, so who are you?
I'm actually one of the directors at the top. I just got done talking with a few people in a board meeting, and I wanted to let you know that, first off, Jamie's aware of the situation that we're in right now.
Sorry, say that again? Who?
Jamie is aware of the situation that we're in. I'm sure I don't have to
Great.
elaborate. So you can just assume that this is not a good call.
Yeah.
Here. Right. So I wanted to let you know that we like you a lot, and we're frankly rather disappointed. We put a really
Oh, you think I'm happy?
well, we're more upset right now, and we're doing a lot of scrambling behind the scenes that we have to deal with, and it's frankly something that I can't believe that we. I don't know. So it looks like SRPT is that some kind of like Therapy consulting? What even is this? What even is this?
The pharmaceutical company. I'm the pharma bro.
That's fantastic. 800,000 shares?
Yeah, 800.
We lent money to you because of the cassava thing that you
Yeah.
did earlier. It seems like it was a really great investment and that you make informed decisions. This seems like it's not on that spectrum at all.
Well,
Does
it just happened, so maybe you could cut me some slack. And Keith was vouching for me. I don't know how it's gotten so serious to Jamie. I mean, come on, you guys have bigger things to worry about, right?
I mean, it could get a little bit bigger, isn't it?
I guess stock can't go down more. I don't think it can go down more.
I hope you are aware that this is not going to happen again. We are not going to extend any leniency. We're not going to extend any credit or anything to you ever again going forward.
Well, it's a little late for that. We got a $20 million problem on our hands. So if you want to force my hand, maybe this will become a $50 million problem. So you better work with me and, back off. Your other colleague called and basically threatened me, which is crazy. I don't even know what position you have at the company.
Sir, I'm the head of the North American markets.
Okay.
And
Head of all of North America?
all of it.
Okay. Well, listen, we're going to work this out somehow. I got some.
That would.
Yeah.
We definitely are, aren't we?
Yes, I have some assets at Goldman. I think the stock might go up again tomorrow. I think maybe it could rebound.
I hope so. How often are your picks good?
You guys have my account. I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, good shape. Great job.
Well, obviously not right now, but.
No, not right now, but definitely fast, soon. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, Goldman. Goldman is a. Yeah, I mean, I have some cash.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't care what you have to do. I would really appreciate to get this sorted out as soon as possible.
Okay. I'm sorry for
much appreciated.
Inconvenience. I didn't intend for this to happen. It was like a perfect storm.
Certainly, yeah, that's how it goes. Hope you have a great evening, and you'll be hearing from us very soon.
Thanks.
Fucking idiot.
Well. Bitch. No, unilaterals. What the fuck?
Hi, is this, am I speaking to Martin Shkreli?
Yeah, who's this? How'd you get this number?
I just want to let you know this is on the recorded line.
What? Who is this?
This is James from JPMorgan. I'm a senior banker here. I just wanted to introduce myself. I know you've been through a lot lately. I'm here at the office late to deal with this, so I'd like to get home and go see my family. But I've heard a lot from Jamie, and to be quite frank, he's not happy. I think you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. None of us are happy with this trade, but it's, what can I do? How can I help you?
Oh, I'm aware you spoke with my colleague earlier. Is that correct?
Yes, several of your colleagues, two different women, and of course, my guy Keith is nowhere to be found.
Right. Okay. Well, this trade has caused the bank a great concern, and Jamie's really not happy. Jamie's not happy. I'm not happy. None of us are happy, and we took a chance on you after prison, and we really thought that you changed, and to be quite frank, I mean, we're just really not happy with what's going on here. 100,000 shares. I mean, what do you have to say?
I mean, look, everyone.
Keith is going to get fired. You know that? Keith is going to get fired. He's going to lose his job.
Keith? I known him for 20 years. We go way back.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good explanation for him. I mean, this is really not looking good, Martin. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do here. How we're going to resolve this, but I got to deal with Jamie, and you know Jamie. I mean, what should we do?
I mean, what is there to do? I mean, we can wait it out.
All right, if that's how you want to play, if you want to play hardball, Martin, we're going to play hardball. Okay,
I'm just saying I can add some more capital. I can't add the whole 17 million, but I can add 5, and then I don't want you guys to take over the trade or anything, but I want to see if I can work this out.
All right, I understand. I understand you've been through a lot. I got a wife and kids. I understand. Life, life takes turns. But listen, I'm going to talk to Jamie. He's calling me now. I got to really deal with this.
Okay.
I just want to go home and see my family.
Anything you could do to help me would be really appreciated. I didn't know Keith was getting fired over this, but it's just 17 million. You guys are a big bank. We can figure this out. I know we can. I know we can do this.
Well, the bank's going to be taking over the trade.
What?
But,
no. This is my trade. No. You can't do that. No. It's
you're
my.
Gonna have to, you know what? We're going to have to sit there. We're going to have a sit down with Jamie, and we're going to have to talk about this because as of now, the bank is going to have to take over.
But you're going to just fucking take it, and you're going to sell it, and you're going to take it down to 30.
I can't speak on that. That's not.
This is what you guys always do. You're going to fuck it up. You're going to take it, and you're going to sell it all at the open. It's going to go to 30. Then it's going to go back to 50, and I'm going to get fucked.
You know what? I can't predict the future. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. But listen, I have Jamie call me right now.
Okay.
I got to deal with this. All right, he's up my ass.
I'll be here.
I really wish this didn't happen, Martin. I really do.
I'll be here. All
right, Martin. I'll be in touch. Have a great night.
You too. No. Okay, we're kidding. Thank you, everyone, for helping me put this on. That was funny. Ugh. That is how it would work in real life. That is the way it would work. We did it very accurately, I have to say. And my guests did their best, not being necessarily Wall Street experts. They did a bang up job. I'd like to thank you three guys for and gals for we're long Sarepta and it's fucking sucks, but nobody's going bankrupt. I cracked a little smile, very unnoticeable. Thank you. We thought prison changed you. That was money. The family. I mean, the portfolio's the screen. We're down a little bit, but I like the stock a lot. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. It's not a generational buy, but if I was Roche or Pfizer, I'd go make a hostile bid. I mean, these are good assets. The problem is this fucking guy. Okay. A lot of people say they never should have approved this drug. And this guy, Peter Marks, who's now out at FDA, approved it even though nobody wanted it approved at FDA. But you're talking about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. These kids are dying. It's not a normal drug, so they approved it anyway. You can't take back an approval. But you got this new guy in here. So I don't know. No, these are just three friends of mine. So look, at the end of the day, in any position, you just don't go too big. You can be wrong. Everyone's wrong. Who isn't wrong? I've never met a hedge fund in my life that wasn't wrong. Look up every 13F. People are wrong on trades all the time. There was a Cast-in Capital was long Sarepta at 120, right? We started nibbling at 70, and we went ham at 45. That's at 37. Imagine being in at 120. I wish I was short. We were long. We were long and we bought more. But that's life in the fast lane, man. Trading is trading. You're gonna take lumps sometimes. You can't cry about it. Take your loss and move on. Or in this case, we're gonna hang it on trade for a little while. But either way, you can't make it something your entire portfolio. Not usually TIDM. That was a funny twist. Again, these three people who called in, they're not necessarily Wall Street pros, so they improvised their best. And I think they did a good job. It's not about crying in the casino either. I think it's about, you can cry. There's certainly, the old saying, we used to say, this crying in the casino thing's popular now, but we used to say, live by the sword, die by the sword. That was the old saying. Now they say, no crying in the casino. Look, that goes without saying. Whether you cry in the casino or not, what keeps you from crying is not overextending yourself. Now, I wish I could take back every trade I did in this stupid stock, but I can't. And I just got to move on. You take your licking, keep on ticking. The quantum stocks were down a lot, and then they rallied back. It doesn't help that the HIMSS trade didn't go great either, but I'm not down too much. I don't have 800,000 shares, I can tell you that. But I also learned my lesson. In the old days, I would triple down and quadruple down and 10x down, and I would use banks' money and not tell them. That's what Bill Wang used to do. I actually told one of the people to mention Bill Wang. I wanted her to say, "You're like Bill Wang, but worse." But look, you learn over time. You get to become a better trader, and you realize that if you keep your positions to a certain size, you're not gonna, you can't hurt yourself that much. So, if you followed the trade, look, I feel bad, of course. I lost money too. But, that's trading. Anyone who knows this knows this. We make good trades, we make bad trades. The key is to just try to make sure you stay in the game. Now, this thing's down 40%. We break even, we'd be lucky. But, it's this kind of stuff happens. Again, it was not my biggest position. Before today, it was like a 2% position. And during the course of the day, we made it a 4% position. So really not, not the end of the world. But, if you decided to make it a 20% position or a 40% position or something like that, look, that's on you. I showed you this portfolio. Let me show it to you again. Sarepta is a big position. We lost 1% of our money on it, 1.5%. So we went from up almost 2% to now we're down, slightly, which is fine. You can live to play another day. In fact, I think we'll make that money back. But if you have 30, 40, 50% positions, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't tell you to do that. Look at my positions. That's a you problem. So this is the way you run a good portfolio. This position's pretty big here. This is 5%. We're now 5% long on Sarepta. And look at our average. Our average is 54, 55. Are we going to get back 55? Might be a while. So it is what it is. You have to. Now, the question is, would you buy the stock today? And would you buy the stock today? And I think that, look, most banks don't lend you money. That's just not how it works. You have to deposit money. But there are ways. Better off not discussing that. But point being, this is look, it's a falling knife. But at the end of the day, like, the average biotech trades at 10 times revenue. Okay? If your revenue is growing, 10 times revenue is fair. All right? So just take away the trade today, take away the bullshit, and say, what is Sarepta worth? Exactly, biotech investor. So they're saying, all right, this year they said they were going to do 2.9 to 3.1, and they changed that to a huge disappointment, right? They went to 2.3. Okay? Fine. But that's still, even at 5 times sales, even at just 5 times sales, that's 10 billion. And it's trading at 4 billion. And if you look at the growth, it's 30% year-over-year growth after 56% year-over-year growth. It's still a good company. It's still growing. This drug is selling. even if this drug disappeared, arguably that's the price we're at now. If this drug just straight disappeared. And they have all these other drugs in the pipeline. So I like it. Could I be wrong? Yes. Yes, I could. Will I live to tell another day no matter what? Yes. And that's the most important thing in trading. The market's basically pricing in a reversal, but it's very hard to reverse a drug approval. It'd be very unprecedented. They said on the call, the FDA commissioner who's above this new guy likes them. And I think that's right. And so I think they'll be fine. And Sarepta is very powerful. They're more powerful than they seem. They're very connected into FDA. I wouldn't say it was martingaling. It was just buying and then, seeing this dramatic drop It came out of nowhere. Um,